Now on Denver 7 News, the Broncos have a brand new quarterback, and it's a different future Hall of Famer than we thought. We're breaking down the big move and where it puts the team now.
With gas prices hitting record highs, we're looking at ways to get better gas mileage out of our cars. And colonoscopies don't always catch the growth that can turn into colon cancer. How a new first-of-its-kind tool is using artificial intelligence to help.
And a plane crashing in the middle of a busy Colorado highway. We're live at the scene with the latest on what's happening and how. Thank you for joining us. I'm Danny New. Well, like Tom Hanks on a deserted island, Broncos fans today are screaming out, Wilson! Because the team has made a gargantuan trade for the Seattle Seahawks 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback, Russell Wilson. So let's get over to Denver 7 sports anchor Lionel Bienvenu with the latest. Lionel, I know this is not a real volleyball. Are you going to make fun of me for it?
Nice try.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But yeah, what do you think? Rocky Mountain Russ? I like that. And as far as the trade is concerned, I say you got to love it. It's really an understatement. This is a transformational day in Broncos history. There is no way to tell you how big this is. This is the day they finally found their franchise quarterback to replace Peyton Manning. After 6 years of looking, going through 11 different starters in that time, and now today, we found him. Wilson takes the stage. It's one of the three biggest days in Broncos country in the last 10 years. Peyton Manning signing in 2012, Super Bowl 50 in 2016, and now this. Russell's made 9 Pro Bowls in his 10-year career. Super Bowl 48 champion when he beat the Broncos. The effect is real. The Broncos are now the 3rd favorites to win the AFC, behind the Bills and Chiefs, and the 5th favorites to win the Super Bowl. Wilson is simply a top 5 quarterback in the last 10 years, and this is a franchise-changing move. Broncos insider Troy Rank is live at the UC Health Training Center. And Troy, you had just written a big story on Aaron Rodgers going back to Green Bay. Oh, no. Less than an hour later, it was, oh, yes, Russell Wilson coming to the Broncos. Are they Super Bowl contenders because of this move?
Absolutely. Now, maybe it takes a year or two for this thing to all manifest and to get the roster right. But when you have an elite quarterback, Lionel, you are in the conversation to reach the Super Bowl. You saw that with Joe Burrow last year with the Bengals. They weren't a great team, but they got hot at the right time. And oh yeah, they have an elite quarterback. With Russell Wilson, you got a guy who's tough, who can beat you with his legs. He can beat you with his arm. He is smart. He is durable. He's everything you want in the face of a franchise. So yes, they're at least now in the Super Bowl conversation if they can get out of the AFC, but they have a chance now, and that's more than we could say 24 hours ago.
Well, Troy, we assumed Rodgers would be the best fit. His former offensive coordinator and best friend Nate Hackett is now the head coach here. But looking at all the factors involved, is getting Russell Wilson better for the Broncos than getting Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, it might not be this season because Rodgers is a back-to-back MVP, but over the aggregate of the trade, it absolutely is because of one thing. Rodgers is 38, and you have Wilson, who's 33. He's aging like Benjamin Button. He could play 7 years with the Broncos, Lionel, so you don't have to go all in just this year. You can feel like you're going to have him minimum 5 years. For the reason of age alone, it's a better deal for the Broncos, gives them stability for several years to come.
Well, they gave up Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 number-1 draft picks, 2 number 2s, and a number 5. But Troy, is it all worth it to get a franchise quarterback?
Yes, Lionel. Did the Yankees give up too much money to the Red Sox for Babe Ruth? Nobody talks about that now. Did you have regret when you gave up your bank of payphones back in the day for an iPhone? Of course they didn't give up too much. They have an elite quarterback. You cannot win in the NFL right now if you don't have a top 15 quarterback. And we know, we've lived it. As you said, 11 starters since Peyton Manning, 2 with a winning record. This team's had 5 straight losing seasons. Lionel, I'm out here now, the sun's shining, the veil has been lifted, the Broncos have WrestleMania coming to town.
All right, Troy, thanks so much. We'll talk about the effect on free agency and the draft coming up at 5. But now the quick reaction on social media for you. The Broncos posted this, no official confirmation, but a Tom Hanks drawing a face on Wilson the volleyball from the movie Castaway. Now that was followed by the Seahawks responding with, Tom Hanks screaming, "Wilson, where are you?" Very clever there. Running back Melvin Gordon tweeted, "My brother for life." Let's see how this turns out. They're former teammates at Wisconsin. Jerry Jeudy tweeted a sad face when the Aaron Rodgers back to Green Bay news broke, followed by the "oh, we lit" when the Wilson news broke. What a day in Broncos country. Danny, let's go back to you.
Thank you, Lionel. Well, now to some breaking news. A small plane has crashed in a very unfortunate place, the median of E470 near South Peoria Street. Thankfully, there have been no reported deaths, but South Metro Fire says that 2 people were injured. So let's now go to Denver 7's CB Cotton, who is live at the scene with the latest. CB?
Danny, well, we've got a great bird's eye view of this crash that happened here on E470. We know this is a single engine Cessna P210 plane. I want to step out of the way right now and give you all a better view. If you take a look behind me, you can still see crews on scene and that plane down in the median of this very busy toll road. And we're just south of Centennial Airport, not far from it. South Metro Fire Rescue tells us the plane went down just before 2:30 this afternoon. We don't know what caused the crash at this point, but when crews arrived, the plane's engine was on fire. The miraculous thing, as you said, 2 people on board were able to escape the plane with only minor injuries. With the information we have right now, it seems like this plane took off from a regional airport in Kansas and was coming here to Centennial. Drivers should know both sides of E470 are shut down in this area and southbound traffic is being diverted on Chambers Road. Again, as we learn more information, we'll bring you those details on air and online. But the most miraculous thing about this single engine plane crash, 2 people walked away with only minor injuries. I'll send things back over to you.
In response to the ongoing war in Ukraine, today President Biden said the U.S. is banning all Russian energy imports. The U.S. doesn't rely heavily on Russia for oil, but it is another hit on Russia's economy. Some experts believe it may be the only way to get Russia to pull back. Either way, today's sanctions will cause gas prices to rise even higher.
And the story that maybe few are talking about is that diesel prices are going to eclipse an all-time record here. Gasoline just did that yesterday. But diesel, the fuel of the economy, semi-trucks, trains, boats, is going to soar over $5 a gallon in just maybe a week or two's time. And that's certainly going to have a trickle-down effect that may be much more far-reaching.
And Gas Buddy's expert says there's no way around rising prices other than Americans cutting how much gas we're using. European countries, which are more dependent on Russia for energy, are also pledging to reduce their imports. The EU pledged to cut its Russian gas purchases by 2/3 by the end of this year. Last year, each of the 27 countries got nearly half of their gas from Russia. The European Union wants to stop buying fossil fuels from Russia altogether by 2030. Meanwhile, Shell said today it's completely breaking ties with Russia. It will stop buying crude oil from the country and also close service stations there. Shell's CEO says it will take some time to reconfigure its supply chain. The national average for gas is now at a record high of $4.17 a gallon, according to AAA. Prices have led to some people changing their driving habits. But aside from driving less, there are other ways to get the most out of a tank of gas. Consumer Reports tested gas mileage at various speeds. It found going 55 instead of 65 improved mileage between 6 and 8 miles per gallon in a mid-sized car and small SUV.
So there's real savings in slowing down. It just is going to mean more planning. You can't be rushing to get where you're going.
Increasing your speed from 55 to 75 miles per hour is like switching from a compact car to a large SUV in terms of gas mileage. How you take off and slow down also matters.
Anytime you have like a hard bout of acceleration or you hit the brakes really hard, you're just hurting your fuel economy.
Consumer Reports also found more than half of the engine's power is trying to overcome aerodynamic drag. So those roof racks and luggage carriers can actually reduce your miles per gallon by double digits. You can also remove any heavy, unnecessary items from your car. The lighter the vehicle, the better fuel efficiency. And the type of gas you buy is also important.
detergents in the top tier gas do a better job cleaning engine deposits. And what that means is your engine is going to run more efficiently. If it runs and operates more efficiently, guess what? You're going to, again, make sure that you're getting the best fuel economy that you can get.
You can find top-tier gas sellers online. The list includes Chevron, Costco, ExxonMobil, and Shell. Also, most vehicles don't require premium gas, they just recommend it. So check your car's manual before you pay even more for your gas.
Coming up, everybody, the Marshall Fire cleanup is off to a bit of a slow start. We have an update on its progress and why the debris pickup could be delayed even longer.